Alright, let's get started with the applique. The first step is to, if you haven't already, is to download and cut out the pumpkin applique template. Once you have that cut out, grab a piece of the Heat and Bond iron-on and then just cut out a piece to the size of the design. Now you're going to cut out each of the individual slices out of the pumpkin. It's really up to you if you want to use each of those pieces, those inner pieces, as your template, or if you want to use the pumpkin as I am in this video here, cutting out those slices to make a template that we can trace onto the Heat and Bond. On the paper side of the Heat and Bond, we are going to trace the pumpkin template onto it. It is helpful to use some tape to hold it in place while you're tracing. Now that we have that transferred over to the Heat and Bond, you're going to take the rough side of the Heat and Bond to the wrong side of the fabric that you're attaching it to, and then according to the instructions on your iron-on package, you will apply that with your iron to the back of the fabric. Now that we have that the fabric attached to our template, we're going to just simply cut out the individual slices of the pumpkin. The next thing we're going to do here then is to remove all of the paper pieces from the back of the applique pieces, and then we're going to just center the center pumpkin piece and then just double check that there's equal distance all the way around. Once you have that piece where you'd like it to go, you're going to just iron that down to attach it to the fabric. Next, I'm going to use that template that we used as to trace the pattern onto our iron-on paper as a guide here. I'm just going to align that pumpkin piece in the center and then gently place each of the pieces in the appropriate location, just to get a base guide of where everything is going to line up. And then once you have it lined up, you will just remove that paper template and just double check that all of the pieces are equidistant apart from each other, so you have a consistent amount of fabric showing in between each of them. Now that we have the applique pieces where we'd like them to go, we're going to give this a quick press, and then we'll head over to the sewing machine to attach. So we are going to sew along the edge of each of these pieces using either a zigzag stitch or a blanket stitch are two good options. You're going to make sure that you are back stitching at the beginning and the end of each of the pieces. And you're going to just sew along the edge, making sure you're grabbing the edge of that fabric. And we're going to just take our time and go slow so that we are making sure we are catching the edges. Alright, so the next step here is to mark the zipper placement. We're going to measure in 2 inches from each edge of the pillowcase along the top edge. And then I'm going to add a strip of Wonder Tape to just in between those 2 markings. When sewing on an invisible zipper, it's helpful to lightly press the zipper teeth away from the zipper tape. This will allow you to get really close when you're sewing it onto your pillowcase. Just make sure that you're using a low setting on your iron because you don't want to melt those zipper teeth. With the right side of the pillow front facing up, you're going to align the zipper right sides together. You're going to align your zipper end, the side that does not have the pull, with the 2-inch mark along the front of the panel. And then you're going to align the zipper all the way across just up until that other 2-inch mark that you have. If you have a zipper foot, this is now a good time to switch that out. So now we are going to stitch the zipper into place just between the 2 marks, the 2-inch marks. And you're going to get as close as you can to the zipper. You can roll the teeth out as you're sewing just so you can get in real close. Now place the piece that you just attached the zipper to right side up, and you're going to flip the zipper up just so that you have the right side of the zipper for the other side of the pillow facing up. Then we're going to place the other square right sides together with that other side of the zipper. And again, starting at that 2-inch mark, we're going to just sew as close as we can just up to that 2-inch mark. Now that we have that zipper sewn into place, we're going to close the zipper and then align the 2 open ends. Okay, so starting at the zipper, the end of the zipper, you're going to sew as close as you can using your previously stitched line. You're going to line that up and sew just from the zipper to the edge of the pillow. And you're going to do that on both sides. You're going to clip any extra zipper you have from the end. If you had a zipper that was the exact length, you will not have to do this step. And then we're going to open up the zipper just about halfway so that we have an opening to turn the pillowcase right side out. And then we're going to align all the raw edges with right sides together. Now starting on one side, we're going to sew from the top of one corner down and around and back up the other side. Now that we have the 3 sides stitched together, we're going to clip each of the corners and then finish the edges of the 3 sides. You can either use pinking shears, as I am here, going along the edges, or you can finish them with your serger or just a simple zigzag stitch. Now that we have those raw edges finished, we're going to turn the pillowcase right sides out, pulling it from that opening in the zipper. Once you have it turned right side out, you're going to just poke each of those corners out. A good tip here is to just take a pin and gently pull the corners out, and then take it over to your iron and give it a quick press. All we have left here is to insert the pillow form. And there you have it.